give us kind of an update on where we are with the city's finances and economic development.
I know, I feel like after watching for years and years all the state, the State of the Unions, or watching the governor, that you need to start your State of the city by saying the state of the city of Murfreesboro is good, and I think economic development aside, the city of Murfreesboro is in the best financial shape that we have ever been in. We've had to make some really tough decisions over the last 7-8 years, but those decisions are really coming to fruition to show, our audit was one of the best audits we've ever had. We won the Governmental Accounting Services Award for our audit. You look at our tax rate is one of the lowest tax rate set in the state. And really, if you look at cities our size, it's hard to find, for the services you get in the city, it's hard to find a city that's even comparable to the services we provide. Now with that, we're going to have some bumps in the road, I think, in the future. We're going to have to talk about a school discussion in 2025, 2026. There's a lot of things, that road projects, there's parks and recreation projects. One of the things that we go back, when Darren Gore was talking, one of the reasons that we bought the property that the Murfreesboro Water and Sewer Department and Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue and the Parks and Recreation Department, those buildings, we found that it was much cheaper to buy those buildings and renovate. We're estimated saving almost $10 million in tax dollars compared to what our estimates were to build those buildings new. So the city council you couldn't find better colleagues that I work with on a weekly basis. We're trying to be creative to make sure that that we're spending taxpayer dollars the best we can. And Mike, I can tell you, and to the resident who's out there, they can rest assured knowing these are not just sort of fly-by-night decisions that are made. They are thought through, they are debated, they are talked about before they even get to the city council. We could not do what we do in this city without the team members that we have. And I cannot think of a time that we've had better employees at our city who work hard every single day. So they make us proud.
For most of 2023, the economists were saying we were going to be headed for a recession.
Yes.
And it never happened. Now things are slowing. The state's talking about, projected growth is not quite as fast maybe as they thought it would be. Our city benefits greatly compared to a lot of cities because we are growing. I think recently the census came out, and Rutherford County's at 376,000 people, and we have a 1.78 growth for
Right.
the county, and the city's probably 170 now instead of 150 the
Right.
last time we checked. Where are we with sales tax, and are we keeping up?
Yeah, our sales tax, we've either been level or above what we budgeted every month, which is hard to believe. We rely on our sales tax more than we do our property tax, which I think it's not a great thing, because that sales tax is, we've been fortunate, down. It's been going up, but we've got almost $130 million in our rainy day fund now. And the reason we did that is so when those storms come, that we've got the ability that we don't have to necessarily raise taxes to be able to accommodate the things that we have. But, Mike, I think the issue, local politics is so much different than state and national. We provide services. So we pick your trash up. We build roads. We make sure that you have police officers and firefighters that are on the streets.
We don't have a deficit.
No, we do not do deficit spending. We made the decision almost 10 years ago that we don't budget. We don't even do budget deficits. We budget the money we have, and then that's what we do. And so we've been fortunate that every year we've been able to beat our budgets and save money and put money into our savings account. But I think it's important for the resident to know that you look at the quality of life. Are there things that we can improve in our city? Yes. I don't like getting stuck in traffic. There are things that we want to improve, but there's a cost that comes to that. And so our job as elected officials, it's to be able to say, what can we do as a need right now that we don't have to burden the person who's on a fixed income. You know, we don't have to burden the person who's retired. And those are some of the things that we'll continue to work on.
What do you see in the next 5 years in terms of how you think the growth will occur and the finances to meet it?
You know, it's hard to say, you know, because no one anticipated in 2020 COVID, you know, right? And COVID really changed everything. I mean, we were scared to death that we budgeted that we thought we would have a 6-month cut in our revenue. In COVID, we went up in our sales tax collections. And so the growth, I think, and Mike, I'm not trying to get political. You've been around me enough to know I try to see both sides, but we have so many people that are moving from the West Coast and the East Coast that are coming to Tennessee, to Texas, to Alabama, or not, South Carolina.
Cost of living issues.
We've got so many people that are moving here for the quality of life that has been a challenge. I think it's an interesting time right now, not only at the local level, but you know, everything rolls down to the local level. You know, we sort of get everything from the top. That
And there will
rolls
always
down.
be challenges. Right?
Absolutely, but you know, here's the thing I tell residents: there's things that those cities would be dying to deal with in Murfreesboro. They would love to have job creation. So with everything that we have in our community that we know needs to be improved, we live in a great community. And I think that's the one thing that I would tell the resident. It may look like that we make decisions that are quick, but there's no quick decisions that are made in this city. They are very thought out and very detailed in anything that happens.
Well, I think you always have complainers, but I think most people would agree that we do live in a great city and the leadership is strong, and that's why we benefit from it.
Leadership's a part of it, but you know, it really goes back. When I say leadership, I think it's the leadership at the department level and the leadership inside of our city that does the heavy lifting every day.